this must feel incredibly strange for you. You're not in the public eye. You're not a TV personality. You're a regular bloke, and suddenly you're on national television talking about your sex life. So fair play to you for agreeing to come on the show today. Well, start with the basics. How did you feel when Saira first said to you that you could sleep with someone else, when you had that conversation?
To be honest, I was pretty devastated. For her, really, to think that she would even think that she needed to say something like that to me, because it's something that I would never contemplate doing, I never think about doing. And, you know, the idea for me of, you know, what people talk about as an open relationship is, well, that's just not for me, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
So I felt really troubled, I felt heartbroken that she'd got to such a point, really, such a low point, that she felt the need to say something like that.
Did you feel that after, what, 11 years of marriage together, that she obviously didn't know you, if she thought that you were capable of that, or do you think that she felt she was being generous to you?
I think probably a little bit of both, to be honest with you. And I think it was really heartbreaking to think all the things that we've been through. So, you know, I think like many marriages, you start off and everyone has troubles and difficulties. So we both started businesses the year after we got married. We went through infertility. We adopted. We've had, you know, lots of, and it was, of course, it was challenging me as a white bloke from London marrying a Muslim girl. That in itself was a challenge right from the beginning. So we've been through a lot, and I kind of would have hoped that she'd actually thought, well, you know what, we're in this situation at the moment, and that Steve will be patient. Steve will come around to it. I don't think that she needed to say that. And,
you must have known for quite a long time, obviously, how she felt, and you felt the same in a way. Did you never speak to her about it and say, we have to talk about this?
We talked, and often, to be fair, as a typical bloke, you know, it's often the woman that's initiating those sorts of conversations. So, yeah, and so I'm not the one to instigate it, really. And I think, as well, there's a little bit of denial, and you kind of get, as a man, you get into a situation where you're thinking, well, it will come round, it will come round, it will change. And
the point is that she's had a real loss of libido, which happens for an awful lot of women. Well, and for men. This isn't about her not wanting to sleep with you. It's just no sex drive at that time. How are you managing with that? Because I think there's a lot of couples that are going through this. What do you...
Well, and
you're still very, very close.
Yeah, massively close, and we've got a really good. I think we've got a really good marriage and a great family. So you know, it's not.
Because we're made to believe you can't have a good marriage unless you have a great sex life.
I mean, it's all this thing about, oh my God, how can any man survive without sex? And actually, I think that's what's the great thing about this. I know this must be tough for you, Steve, but in terms of making a conversation happen now, we get locked into this thing. No bloke can possibly be in a relationship without sex. Whereas actually, well, maybe. You know, you're accepting that you go through stages, and it was not the worst thing.
There's an ebb and flow in a relationship.
And I've had that kind of. I mean, I'm amazed by some of the reactions. I mean, obviously, it's been the hardest thing for me has been the just facing the press reaction, the way that it was twisted and very quickly turned into suddenly I'm splashed on the front pages of papers. And the presumption was, or the insinuation was, that I was in this open relation environment, and it's complete nonsense. I would never, ever contemplate being in that sort of relationship.
You know what I admire about you, though, is that because I was in the same situation with my ex-husband, because I had a baby, I'd lost the libido, I couldn't bear, and I couldn't bear him to touch me even in the end. And he got angry and angry and angry, and I said to him, well, then go out and have sex with somebody else. He did. What I admire about you is you stuck there, you said, no, that's not what this relationship is about.
But all relationships are different.
That is conceptual, but you have that in you.
Can I ask you, Steve, you talk about the press reaction, but what about people closer to home? How have your friends been?
What have your friends said?
They were very quick, they were very quick, and my close friends have been absolutely fantastic. You know, most of the lads that I know were really quick to take the mickey.
Oh,
I mean, really quick.
Did that help?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did. You know, I won't say some of the images that I got sent through on my phone very quickly, but they were hilarious.
Oh my goodness! I just
just want to say I'm so sorry for putting you in this position. I feel so sorry for putting you in this position, and I didn't mean to, really did not mean to do it, but it's just really overwhelming.
Do you know what's so lovely? It's just watching the two of you. You're just a normal couple.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are just... And do you know what I think both of you need to do? Is to maybe do what Nadia did the other week. Go and have a cheeky little lunch and a bottle of wine, and maybe book into
In the
hotel for the
Maldives.
afternoon. Have some time to yourself.
There was a really annoying reaction yesterday. I won't say the guy, but somebody who was very quick to judge and said, "Oh, clearly there is a real problem at the root of this marriage."
That's
And I'm
It's
reacting
not
to
the
that and
case.
seeing you now, you two are pretty solid together.
We've got a really strong relationship. I adore her. She's fantastic. You know, she's my best friend. You know, there's nothing happening to our relationship at all.
Can I tell you, I mean, just on a sort of a light note, but my mum's in Kashmir at the moment, and this news has gone worldwide. Kashmir is the remotest part in the world, and I got a phone call, and I had Saira. I said, yes. She went, "You talking about sex on TV? You talking about sex on TV?" And I went, "No, Mum, I'm talking about I don't have sex on TV." And then she went, "Good." Good.
Well, you know, can we just say, whether you are or you aren't, now is entirely up to you. It's nobody else's business now. And thank you so much, Steve, for coming on. Thank you.
If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here, so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.
But when it comes to sex, I'm finding that I'm making excuses. Like, oh, I'm really tired, and it starts at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really tired.
But it starts at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and recently I've noticed that I'm at 6 o'clock, as soon as he walks through the door, I'm like...
Like a panic.
It's a panic.